Hey, this is Overpass Insights. My name is Eric, and I make apps. Now, today I want to answer the question, what would I do differently if I started over today? And what have I done wrong in the past? Okay, so today I want to answer a question that came in about 10 days ago from Eric Williams, developer. Eric is spelled so much cooler than E-R-I-C. I'm thinking, is it too late to change mine? Anyway, Eric says, hey, if you could start over, how would you do it? Would you change anything? Eric, I've been thinking about this for like the last 10 days when you put the comment on there. And after reflecting on it, I have to say, no, there's nothing I would change. Everything I've done over the years has been perfect. I mean, I'm pretty awesome. Dude, there's so many things I would change. There's so many things, like assumptions I've had over the years that I would change. If I was going to do it again, there's so many things I would do differently. So I've been thinking about this and thinking about like, do I actually want to tell you all the mistakes I made over the years? And there's so many mistakes that I can't really go through all of them. You know, what I would do differently. There's certain assumptions that I had in the beginning that I would no longer have today, right? And I think that's probably the biggest thing. If I had a time machine to go back and talk to younger Eric about like, hey, this whole concept that you have of this, this is wrong. You're going to find this is much more difficult than you think or whatever. And this is going to cause problems in the long term. So, there's like three things that I made a list of here I want to go through, and hopefully it helps some of you guys out there. If you do want to start your own software company, like I said, I've had ups and downs. I started Overpass back in 2004, so it's nearly 20 years ago, but a lot of it was just working for contracts. I had this thing where I wanted to take on my own clients. I wanted to have multiple clients. I wanted to have kind of an agency type of thing at one point. I wanted my apps to be bigger. I wanted the YouTube stuff to be good. And so there's a lot of stuff that over the years has changed, but and there's certain things that I had assumptions that how things should work, and they turned out to be a lot harder than I thought. So I made a list here. Let me see. So the first one here is outsourcing is a lot harder than it looks. Now, when I started Overpass, I was like, outsourcing was kind of like a big thing on the rise. And I thought, my time as a developer is probably limited because I was making a lot of money as a developer. I still do. But I'm thinking well, somebody overseas is making a lot less. They can learn as much as I can because it's, software. I say this a lot, and I really believe it, is anybody can learn to do software development. Some people might take them longer, but anybody, if they're dedicated enough, they can do it. And a lot of the times over the years, so I think, so in your mind, you're thinking, and people ask me this, are you just a middleman? I wanted to be a middleman. I wanted to be able to take on projects, give it to somebody else to do, and then just make sure it's done well and then give it back. And a lot of the times over the years, you go to these outsourcing companies and they will give you like the most junior developer they have. And there's somebody who just can't do the common basic things. And so many times I've been stuck with a project where I've had to sit here and finish it myself or just change everything or even scrap it all and rewrite it from scratch. So they still get paid, but so then my budget's in a hole. And outsourcing is a lot harder than you think it is. Now, it does help when you get something, like if you have something you say exactly what you want, you give it to them and they could just do it, and they don't have to make it, do it, like spec it out exactly, almost to the point where you'd be quicker just write it yourself. But now we get AI. AI could do that now, and that's something that you need to take advantage of for that kind of like that, the grunt work when it comes to it, not the architectural stuff, not the decision that be made in code and all that kind of stuff. The second one, again, it goes back to that assumption. I assume that everyone can learn how to do this. So if I give someone a task, if they just need a little bit of time, they can figure it out and they will do it. And again, I truly believe this. I believe anybody can learn how to do software development, but not everybody is motivated to learn. We talked about this in a video last week, I think, about the fact that, if somebody gives me a task, like you say, okay, we got this, this console application. We don't know where the source code is. It's not working. We don't really know how we could fix it. I will go at that with the assumption that, okay, there's a technical solution to this, right? And I will dig. I mean, there's been times that, going through config files, going through the registry, finding clues, contacting vendors, doing all kinds of stuff where you find the answer because there's nobody to appeal to. No one's going to save you and solve this for you. Now, when you're working with a lot of the developers I work with, if they're more junior developers, there'll be times where you're like, where are we with this project? why is this taking so long? They said, I'm waiting for you to tell me how to do it. I'm waiting for you to tell me it's not working and I can't figure out how to get it working. I'm like, have you Googled it? Have you? So a lot of people, like, they have this, I call it the learned helplessness. Like, they don't think they're going to be able to figure it out because they don't think they're smart enough. And that's the thing. Like, the difference between a good software developer and a bad software developer, in my opinion, is not the cognitive ability. It's not the IQ. It's how long they can sit with a problem and figure it out and be able to research and do all this kind of stuff and think there's a problem out there. There's a solution to this problem out there. I just need to find it. So a lot of the developers I've worked with in the past, that assumption that I just need to give them more time. I just need to be a bit more nurturing. Sometimes that doesn't quite work. When you hire somebody and you're outsourcing or whatever, you're hiring another developer, you need to be willing to get rid of them quickly. But they say it's common sense, but they say it all the time: hire slow, fire fast. And I'm guilty of not doing that. Keeping someone thinking that he just at least needs a bit more time. Hey, if I can learn it, anybody can learn it, which is true, but they have to be motivated. And the third one that I would change is agency versus apps. So when my apps came out and they were like making loads of money in the heyday, I remember somebody left a comment on YouTube saying, I don't understand why you're still doing client work. Why are you doing, agency work? I'm thinking, well, because the revenue's more, predictable. You take on a project, you do something for somebody else, you have all these skills you could do, and you might as well put it to use for somebody else. And what I should have done was focus on my own applications when they were making money. Now, this is one of those things, I got a question about this recently. Should you do your own apps or should you do client work? And my thing is, you do client work to pay the bills while you do your own apps. Like, it's like if you were a musician and you're and you want to be a musician. You don't say, I'm just going to write my big song and that's going to be it. No, you play weddings and you do cover bands and you do stuff like to get your skills up at the same time while you're working on the thing that you really want to work on. And it's the same with applications and software. You should have this little project that you're working on over here, but while you're doing it, you need those skills. You need to put the reps in. So that's one thing. So always that. So when it came time when the apps were actually doing well, rather than focus on those applications, I kind of, thought, no, we'll do client work and we'll hire more people. And it'll be this thing because I kind of like the idea of having a company with people working for me. It was this macho thing. And really it was like what I should have been focusing on was the revenue. It's those things you learn over years, and it's common sense stuff too. Like, the reason I'm hesitant to tell you guys about this is because like somebody's going to say, I could have told you that. Which you get whenever you say something you've done wrong, or you talk about a fallibility or something you've done wrong. Somebody said, I could have told you that. Yeah, but if they haven't done it, I said, a lot of the things we learn by doing. So Eric, the thing you asked that question, is there anything I would do differently? There's loads of stuff I do differently. And if anybody who gets started now, 10 years from now, 20 years from now, they'll be saying, yeah, there'll be things they'll do differently too. You smash, you batter at those walls until they give. You keep plugging away at it. You zig, you zag. There's no map. You're kind of just on your own doing that. So I hope that answers your question. I really appreciate it. Thanks for that. Anyway, I hope you guys are having a great week. Let me know. Okay, everybody in the comments, let me know if you're still with me. If you're still with me, give a like. Come on, show some love. But leave it in the comments. Some of the things you learned over the years that you really wish you hadn't gone down that route. Like, what would you have done differently? For me, I would focus on my own applications and just get a contract, right? Get something to pay the bills and work on your own application. The whole agency thing and taking on loads of clients and everything like that, that was a big headache. That took up so much time. Managing other developers took up so much time. Redoing the work of other developers took up so much time. And I think if I could do it again, I think I would not go down that route. But anyway, let me know what you guys think. I hope you guys are, having a great day. I hope you're staying healthy, staying safe. Somebody asked about the tattoo last week. Yes, it's this is part of new Eric. It's a lion. It's, I love it. It's kind of this thing. I'm 50. I turned 51 yesterday. I turned 51 yesterday. I'm not going to turn this body back in and get the security deposit back, so I might as well. I've always wanted to get one, so I got one. Anyway, I hope you guys are having a fantastic week. Stay healthy, stay safe. That is it for today. I'll talk to you tomorrow.